Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and why you're interested in your banking career?
Do you want me do some introduction first? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. My name is Louis, and I'm working in the banking industry for more than 25 years. And Marco, also a really experienced banker. So I will as you know, okay, everybody deal with the bank, and bank is one of the oldest industry in the world. So and Marco will do the brief introduction first, and then of course we will answer your question. And we only have half an hour because we have to go back to work at Hong Kong time 9 o'clock in the morning. Okay, so I will let Marco do some introduction first, and then feel free to ask question, please. Thank you.
So hello everyone. My name is Marco, and I'm very glad that Kathy asked us to give you some general pictures of our experience, both study experience and work experience. So myself, I used to study in the UK. When I was 13 or 14, I went to the UK to pursue my study, and I spent around 8 to 9 years there, and I graduated from a university called Loughborough University with a degree in international relations. And so actually this is quite interesting because this has nothing to do with banking, and I'm glad that my boss Lewis hired me for nothing. and I don't know why he hired me, but anyway, so my so basically before my work, I think my experience in the UK did help me a lot in shaping myself and how I deal with people, how I get to know different people from different countries with different background, cultures, and I'm very glad for having the opportunity to go to the UK and spend quite a few years there. And so after that, I in the summer back in 2016, I went back to Hong Kong where I was born, and so I started to look for a job, and unfortunately I went into one of the, as Louis just said, one of the oldest industries in the world, which is the banking industry. So I actually now I left the bank in the middle of my career, but now I'm back in the very first employer that I had, which is BNP Paribas, a French bank. I don't know whether you all would have a general picture of what BNP Paribas is. It is the biggest bank in Europe, and one of the finest private banks in the world. So back in 2016, I was hired by BNP, and I started as a how could I say, as a credit administration role, and as time went on, so I developed myself, and I gained more experience. So now I'm working for Lewis. We are in the private banking sector. We serve some ultra high net worth clients, and so this is basically my my study and work experience. So I don't know whether you all have some questions regarding your career. I mean your study path towards university, and then thus your career afterwards. So yeah, this is a very basic introduction of myself. So Kathy, thank you.
And by the way, I'm not studying banking either. Okay, so both of us are not studying banking in the university. Okay, thank you.
Oh, all right. So that's really good. So again, you guys serve really high value clients. So how do you build and manage these customer relationships for our students that are interested in banking?
Of course.
No, why you start first? And
Well, actually, I'm not a seasoned banker. Lewis is, so he might have a more in-depth and detailed sharing with you all. And but what I think is that trust and embracing the core values that we believe in is the most significant factor in serving our high net worth clients. So I think having a strong relationship between the banker and the clients is the most important thing. So yeah, Louis.
You see, both of us are not studying in the banking industry, and as I said, the banking industry is the oldest industry. So I believe in 1,000 years before, I don't believe they have a banking studying also. So in general, banking industry is a human business. So the thing is how you deal with your client and how you serve your client, and with your partners and with your attitude. And I think, as I said, the banking is a human business, so not a science subject, and it's not a very specified subject. So more or less is how is your communication with client, and yeah, I think that.
Oh, so it matters for your service and your general relationships with your clients, and that's what keeps them to come back. All right. Okay. So students, make sure again, these, so Mr. Lewis and Marco, they only have 30 minutes to present to us because they're tight on time. So if you guys have any questions, please drop it into the chat. But Allison, do you have any questions as well?
Sure. I'll just carry on a few. So let's see. What are some key skills that you have developed throughout your career so far? Especially since you said banking is the oldest industry in the world. So throughout your career as so far, what are some key skills that you developed in the workplace that you couldn't develop through your education?
Well, I think, as you know, the workplace and where you study is quite different. Well, I won't say it is totally different, but it is to a certain extent quite different, because what you could encounter in the workplace is quite different to the difficulties or the situation that you will have in throughout your study career. And I think communication and knowing how to deal with different ad hoc tasks and issues would be a key point to be noted. Because when you study, you just focus on your subjects and you deal with your own matters, you deal with your own subjects, and you just study hard, you revise. But in the workplace, you need to train up yourself with different skills, for example, like communication skills and problem solving skills, or the ability to deal with pressure. So especially in the fast growing pace in Hong Kong, and in the finance industry, every single second we're talking about some millions or billion or even billions. So the ability to deal with pressure is quite important in our business. So I don't know whether, boss, you will have something to add on.
Okay. I think the banking industry is so big. Okay. We now talking about the front line. Okay. So if you're working in the banking industry, let's say you're working in the IT department, of course you need some IT skill. Okay. You work in the accounting department, you need some accounting skills. Okay. But because we are in the front line, so we don't deal with the client with the equation, formula, and those mathematics and those special skill. Okay. So in the front line, as I said, more is your personality and your communication. Okay. Yeah.
I see, that was very insightful. Also, for students, do you guys have any questions that you guys want to add? Because we understand. Oh, Callista has a question. What was your incentive for initially joining the banking industry?
Well, perhaps you can start. Okay.
Because we're keen for make money first. Okay.
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. No, the banking industry, especially in Hong Kong. Okay, Hong Kong is a small city. Okay. So banking industry is one of the major industry in Hong Kong. So, and also it's one of the, I would say, one of the highest income in Hong Kong. So that's why I when I finished my degree. My parents and also myself also, and also some of my friends also talk to me, say, and I also do some research. So then I picked this industry. Okay, I don't know what Marco's.
Well, it's well, actually, my boss just missed out some important part here, because Louis' family is linked to a bank in Hong Kong, so he actually has a strong foundation in this industry. So for myself, I because my mother worked in a bank before, so she, I mean, to a certain extent, she does have some connections, or whatever you could call it, a personal networks, or I don't know whether you guys know LinkedIn. LinkedIn is an online platform for showing your CVs, or your career online, so everyone can see what you have done and what kind of jobs you have completed in your career. So I think the connection with the industry is quite an important part to be noted, because for example, if my mother worked in the healthcare industry, I could have been in the healthcare industry much early on. So I maybe I started as a trainee in a hospital or something like that. But so the key thing is that I think the initiative is that you have the platform, you have the network, so you kind of build it on, and once you have been get involved in this industry, you kind of you won't change it quite completely once you have entered in the industry. So I mean, I don't know whether I have answered your question, but the initiative is that because we have the platform, we have the connection of that industry, so we just get in and continue to enhance ourselves.
Yeah, but I think one thing important, as I say, the banking industry is the oldest industry. Why we say it's in the oldest industry? Because that is non-replaceable. Okay, we wouldn't say car making is the oldest industry, because you only 100 or a couple hundred years. Okay, so banking just come back for many thousand years, so it's a non-replaceable industry, I would say. Yeah.
Oh, so definitely, like a lot of the clients would need relationships, so they would like trust the bank more, especially if it's like older. And I definitely get the familiarity like aspect as well, as Marco mentioned. Definitely go to a job that you guys are familiar and comfortable with. And Jake asked another question in the chat. He asked, actually, I'm quite interested in this too, but what parts of banking do you guys think will be taken by AI in the future?
Well, I think surely, I think I don't know whether you guys know how the industry of banking is divided into different parts, because there are I would say 4 main parts in banking. One is retail banking, the other one is corporate banking, the third one, which is the one we're doing, private banking, and the fourth one is investment banking. So I'm not going to spend much time into describing the details of them, but private banking is the service that we provide to some ultra high net worth clients to help them invest, to help them manage their own personally, I think it is a very personal task for us to manage the client's assets. So it is more personal. This is more individual. So as far as the AI is concerned, I think it could give a big hand in retail banking, because as you know, retail banking is the thing that when you walk down the streets, you see different branches in the street. And for example, I don't know whether you guys in the US, for example, like Wells Fargo or Citibank or the Bank of America, you see different branches in the streets, and those are retail banking, where you do retail things. And when you just go in, you save money, you deposit, and you for example, like you get a credit card. So those are those are the products of retail banking. So I think for those aspects, I think AI could help a big part in that dimension. And I think those products could be, or those kind of services could be replaced by AI, because when you know more about the nature of the products or services, you will know that AI could do something about it. But for us, private banking, we still have to maintain the relationship with the client. So I don't think AI could do that. So yeah.
Now, okay, this is a very good question, okay, because we have to looking a job which is AI cannot replace, okay. So I think for AI can replace a driver, but AI cannot replace a private banker and a corporate banker, because as a frontline banker, we always tailor-make solution for the client. So once it comes to tailor-make, that means we have 1,000 many portable solutions. So I don't think AI can replace the human touch. Okay, yeah.
Oh, so even though like AI is a helpful tool that you guys might use, like you guys would like your high-end clients would prefer like human to human like interaction to build like more trust?
I think AI can provide a certain solution, but once the solution, we have to explain to the client, because as I said, we face the high nerve client, even the corporate bank will face the CFO in the company. So I think they need a human touch, and they also need a staff to explain the solution to them. So AI can replace some of the job, but come to a certain point, they still need a human touch, I think, yeah.
Okay, yeah, and I think that really just shows that like how human relationships or physical relationships are like more important, right? Not only in banking, but I think probably in every industry, it's really good to
Of course,
maintain.
every industry.
Yeah,
Like AI in the hospital, they can provide many solutions, but they still need a doctor, right? I mean, you cannot replace the doctor, but you can replace the driver, yeah. Because once go to the very professional part or human touch, I think we still need human.
Yeah, for example, AI could help do a surgeon, but I don't think AI could provide the emotional support that the human, for example, a Christian doctor can give to a patient. So yeah, when it comes to the psychological and emotional part, I don't think AI could do anything.
yeah, so I think that was really helpful for people to know the importance of maintaining
Yeah,
good.
people are important.
Yeah, okay, so we will be moving on. So Callista asked another question in the chat. What is your favorite part of the job?
Making money.
Okay, first of all,
for my boss.
making money is the most important. I need to survive, and I got a daughter and son. So okay, first of all, okay, and I think the most important part is as I say, when I provide a solution to my client and they're satisfied and they're happy, and that's the most important part, you know. Okay.
So for me, I think it is the satisfaction that I get when I could complete a difficult task. Well, for example, if I need to deal with a very difficult client, but eventually I could get it done, and everyone is happy, and that's the most satisfactory part of my job. So I think this is one of them, and might be being able to help the client to solve his or her issues, and different people will have different demands and objectives. So being a having a role in the front line, helping my boss, as a very seasoned private banker, and helping everyone in different aspects will be the key thing. Yeah, I think so.
And banking is a very competitive industry. Okay, our major competitor is Citibank. I will say, okay, I think you guys know Citibank, JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs. Okay, if we can win those banks, then we are happy, we are satisfied. Yeah.
Okay, so Yeah, thank you for your response. Another question Callista had was, what advice would you give for people who want to follow in your footsteps?
Well, study hard, work hard, and play hard. Well, because what I think is that if you don't really have the interest in whatever you do, you won't succeed in any situation in your life. So the advice is that if you don't like the industry, don't get in. If you don't like what you what you do, then please you really have to figure out what you are focused on and what are your interests are. So because if you lose interest, or if you just do it for a living, or just just for the sake of having a job, then this is in fact one of the most difficult parts in your life that you will face. So you focus on what you think that it suits you, and continue to get yourself involved in that field as much as possible. I think that's my advice. So I don't know whether
Yeah, you have to like your job.
Yeah.
You have to like your job. Yeah, like your job.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, I think it's really important to have some sort of passion for your job, especially since you're going to probably be doing it for long term. So moving on in the chat, Amanda asked, for each quarter, do you need the target sales? If so, how do you achieve it every time, even if the whole economy is not in good shape?
Yes,
Wow.
we have a
Wow.
very big
You know,
target sales.
You young people know quite a lot, Yeah, I think
Yeah.
boss, you could answer this
We
question.
have a very big target sales. Of course, that's why we have we need to have very good attitude and good emotion to face those problem. Yeah. As I say, the banking is a very competitive industry, so we have to compete with those major banks in the world. So it's not easy to meet the target. Okay, but and that I would say that's life. So
Yeah, that's life. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Lewis didn't have that much white hair before, so yeah, we have been facing quite quite a difficult time. Well, I would say in the last 2 or 3 years, because the economy in Hong Kong has not been that good, while the U.S. Stock market has been thriving in the last 3 years. So it's a huge comparison between us.
I think what you mean today's sentence, the face, different year.
Oh, yeah. No. We can't say that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so
Okay.
much for your response. Amanda did ask another question.
Yeah.
What do private bankers do?
What do private bankers do?
Yeah.
As I've just mentioned, the biggest task is to find the ultra high net worth clients,
How to source your client? How to
yeah,
source your
how to source
client?
client, and then help them to invest, and we make money from the transactions and different parts of activities that he or she would do with us. So this is the major task, or the main job of a private banker.
Yeah, mainly to help they maintain the health for the second and third generation.
Yeah.
Okay, Kathy, do you want to carry on?
All right. But first, do you guys have enough time to continue? Because we are kind of short on time.
Right. What time is it now?
No, we can give another 5 minutes.
Yeah, another 5 minutes. Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Okay, so again, guys, if you have really quick questions, please drop it in the chat. But I have a question actually. So you guys
Yeah.
mentioned earlier that even if the economy is doing good, like bad, like you just like push through it with life. But have you guys done any like maybe combative measures, or maybe what are some things that you guys do to mitigate risk, even when the economy is doing bad and even when there's like more problems?
Okay. I think for we always no matter economy good or bad, we believe there's always have a investment opportunity, because the most important is how to diversify your risk. And yeah, even the market is bad. I mean, the stock market is the Hong Kong stock market is bad, but the stock market in US is good because okay. So even sometimes the stock market is bad, but it's the FX may be better, and some bond market may be good. So there's always have an investment opportunity. But how do you present to your client and to mitigate the risk and pick the right investment?
It's the most important thing. Yeah.
Oh, and what are some qualities that you look for in a good investment?
Sorry.
What are some like qualities that you look for in a good investment and a good company?
So I don't quite get that. What are the qualities that we're looking for? The quality of what?
Like an investment that you would like make for your clients?
Well, I think it depends on the background of your client. So
Why don't we
yeah.
pick one of okay. I think you would like to say okay. One of our clients have made some successful investment in last couple of months. Okay, he invest in the US stock.
Yeah, US stocks. Yeah.
And Tesla and yeah.
Oh, so like the S&P 500.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let me put it this way. For example, if the economy in the US, for example, the stock market is doing good, I don't think there's a big risk in investing in US stocks. Well, I won't say there is zero risk, but when the market or the whole economy is doing well, well, for example, some people won't agree with me that the US economy is doing well, but to a certain extent, I think the stock market has been doing very fantastically. So I think when you could discover that one element or one aspect of the investment product, then you focus on it and and you assess them, so you would know that the risk level, you would know the return, you could estimate that the overall quality, as you have just mentioned, the overall quality of the investment. For example, the US stocks are quite in safe hands, I think.
Okay, I will let you an example. Okay, because investment is a very big topic. Okay, one of my clients, he make investment in Japan. He bought the Japan stock. Okay, he make the profit in the stock. But since you know the US dollar was so strong, then he make loss in the exchange. So as I said, investment is a very big part. Okay, you pick the right stock, you have to pick the right country. If you don't pick the right country, you pick the right stock, then you will make loss in the exchange. So it's so that means it's our job how to mitigate the exchange risk and investment in the right stock.
So basically, it is an art. It's not maths.
There's no formula.
Yes, there's no formula.
Yeah, I think there's another question in the chat,
Yeah.
but that was a great response. And do you have to study the international stock markets? And if so, do you have to work 24/7 to keep like watching and interpret these investment opportunities?
Yes or no? No, depends on my client. Okay, if your client is demanding, then of course you have to. But okay, depends on what client we are facing. Okay, some client they are very demanding. Of course, we need to work 24 hours. And some client some client may not so demanding. So depends. Yeah.
Well, let me put it this way. I don't think it will be that extreme. Although the industry is a very competitive one, but no, not 24/7.
We need life balance.
Yeah, well, work-life balance.
Balance,
Yeah, guys. Yeah.
Don't worry.
It's quite important. And in order to better answer your question, so I think it really depends on what kind of products or what kind of clients that you are encountering. So I hope that will be a better explanation of the situation. Because when you talk about FX, when you talk about foreign exchange, it could be 24/7. But when you talk about perhaps bonds or stocks, for Hong Kong stock, we only talk about 9 o'clock in Hong Kong time to 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So to a certain extent, it will end at some point. So after the market closes, so you have a bit resting time, and and that's where you start to pursue your work-life balance. So as far as the knowledge is concerned, I don't think anyone could know everything in the world. So for example, I don't know the stock in Germany. I don't know the stock in Japan that well. But we study while we work. I think that's a major statement. We study while we work. So yeah, that's the general picture.
Thank you so much for that response. I think that really emphasizes how we learn through experience. Just to check with you both, are you guys out of time right now? Because there's still some questions, so I think
one more, please. One more.
Yeah.
one more question. Okay. So
And then you can tell that this what a private banker needs to do is to attend business meetings and and get the sales target done.
okay, so I guess one final question from
Yeah.
Amanda. What is the average entry salary in Hong Kong for private bankers, and what are the qualifications?
Okay.
You answer that. You answer that.
Okay, the private banker, okay, it's not easy to go into the private banker because you need so in Hong Kong we don't have we do have some management trainee from university. Okay, so in Hong Kong I would say the junior private banker is around, let me see, I know the Hong Kong dollar, let me translate to US dollar. 10,000 no, 100,000 Hong Kong dollar. That means
You mean annual
income
or
or monthly?
Up to you.
Okay, put annually. Okay, annually Hong Kong is 1.2 million Hong Kong dollar.
Yeah.
That means 150K US dollar per year. Yeah, 150K.
Something about that.
154K.
150K.
Yeah, for a year in Hong Kong. This is the junior private banker. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think we are out
And
of
most even the Hong Kong income tax is very low. Okay, different to US. Okay, our Hong Kong income tax is very low.
Yeah.
So you get the real pay from the bank.
But don't get me wrong. I don't get that pay. Yeah, boss doesn't pay me that much. He paid me minimum wage.
Okay, so yeah, thank you so much for your interesting and entertaining responses. I believe we are out of time for